am a life coach, a journalist, traveled around the world, so many good things, covering so many global events, but professionally everything was going well. In my personal life, not at all. During that time, I was going through a second divorce, and I had my second divorce in 2015, and it really completely broke me. Because, you know, we have a tendency to always want people to validate us. I was feeling so ashamed and like I am a failure because I failed in marriage 2 times in one lifetime, and I did not have children. And I come from a society where you don't only have to get married and have children, the children have to be boys to keep the family name. So I didn't have any of those, and then despite all the professional success, like you will hear people telling you, oh, when women are talking, you don't have a voice, you don't have to talk, and all of that. So all of that got to me, and I started running away, and I started traveling. I went to Spain, and I spent some years there. From Spain, here. But I worked in so many different countries in leadership, environment, and sustainability. And we don't need to have to, like sometimes we feel that we are not up to certain things because we don't have value, and we think that we are not as valuable as some famous people. Meanwhile, everybody has scars. Some scars are big, some are small, but everyone has gone through a challenge sometime or the other in their lives. So, who here is a champion? Who here has like a trophy that you have in your home? Okay, that's good. So a handful of people. But I want to tell you today that you are all champions. So if you have a piece of paper, just take it. And in 2 minutes, think about one thing that happened to you that challenged you so much that you thought you would die and you couldn't overcome it, but you overcame it. Can we just write something? Well, think about it. Like a journalist, all we do is writing. And for me, writing is a therapy because the things, the emotions you transmit with your handwriting are better and more than the emoticons on the keyboard. The keyboard is good, but when you're writing your personal things, it's good to write in your handwriting. You transmit that love, that passion, and all of that. I just wanted to remind us that, by the way, did everybody find something that they overcame sometime? Who found something? Yes. So that's your trophy. So everybody who has something that they overcame, that's your trophy. You have to you write it out and put it behind your desk because our brains are wired to see proof. Anytime your brain is telling you you cannot do this, tell your brain, oh, I have proof, look at this, I overcame this. I am a resilient champion. And so I can overcome. So we are all champions. And so one of the things that we want to do is to find a way of saying, no matter what is happening, I have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So, well, Michael Jordan is considered the GOAT of basketball. So when you say I have Michael Jordan level talent at something, it means there's one talent that I have that is unique to me and that nobody else has, and that I can use to help people in one way or the other. So today, our goal is to find that one talent that we are really good at and to use it as our brand to market ourselves. And when you talk about branding, you don't need to think about even the Nikes or who are all the Apples and all of those. They started like small. Everybody started from one. I came with this shirt today intentionally. This is my brand that I am building. I have my positivity affirmations, where I have all those, I am unstoppable, I am a work in progress, I am becoming, I am a resilient champion. But I decided to make it in a brand of shirts and hoodies and all of those, because I don't only want to think about them, I want to wear them so that anytime, like if I wear them during the day, I can see like 100 times that I am becoming, and that keeps me motivated. So talking about branding, we are going to get there. It's something that is as easy and as common as the everyday things that we do. So now we all have trophies, right? We all have trophies as resilient champions. By the way, the group name Reboot, Regroup, and Reignite, I found it so interesting and so like inspiring, because every time your phone dies, you recharge it and it comes back to life. When the battery gets down on your computer, you recharge it. And so what does that tell us? Life is always recharging. It's not like you charge it one day, you don't charge your phone one day and use it for the whole year. You have to charge it every time the battery runs through. And that's why I am so impressed, and that's why we are here today, because we are rebooting. Because each time you really do something 999 times and it doesn't work well, give that reboot and give yourself 1,000 more second chances, because you are worthy of 1,000 second chances. What are we really thinking about when we get up in the morning and we say, oh my goodness, now I lost my job, I can't do it anymore, and things are not moving the way I planned. By the way, what is life? Life is what happens when we are busy making plans. We plan that in the morning, we are getting up at 6 o'clock, we are taking coffee, we are going to brush our teeth, we are going to walk the dog and all of that. Then you get up in the morning, there's an emergency bell, and you have to readjust. So that's how life is. It's not a smooth sail all the time. It's like the waves, but we always have to find a way of navigating them. If not, we are going to sink. So it doesn't matter that we have lost one thing or the other. What matters is that we are capable of pivoting, recharging, rebooting, and capable of finding something. If this is not working, let me really find something that can work. And no matter how small, there's always something that you can use to bring value. When we are talking about the job market, most of the time we are wired to look for jobs, to finish school, get a certificate, and look for a job. But maybe that's not our calling. Maybe that's not the only thing that we can do. We can also, while doing the job, we also have talents that we can use to get money on the side. Or what if this job thing is really not working? What else can I do for myself? Like, I'm not really like caught up just for one job. Like somebody said, when you have a corporate background, you are good for the job market. And then you spend your time studying one thing and the other, the next and the next. I have a bachelor's degree in languages. I thought that languages alone would not take me anywhere. So I went and did a master's in library and information management. And then I thought, when I finished, I went and worked in the library, and I was like, oh my God, this is really boring. I can't keep it. I went to School of Journalism and I did a master's in journalism and mass communication. For 1 year, I worked in the news, the national television, like a news reporter. And oh my God, it's so boring. Every day you go report the news and come back. I said, this is not working. So I went now into development communication. And that's how each time you keep going and going and going and going. Meanwhile, with all these things that you are gathering, are you really using them to the maximum? Are you really doing the right thing? Is it really is this really what you want to do? Or is this really what brings you value? Is this really what brings you satisfaction? I don't know. But sometimes it's so important to take stock We don't only do evaluation in the office. At the end of the year, we evaluate on what we should be able to take stock of our personal lives. So how do people do an evaluation of their lives, like once in a week, once a year, sometimes?
When necessary.
It should be a necessity, because when you have the habit of taking stock of your life, some people do it daily, like they say at the end of every day, what happened today? What went right? What did not go right? What could I have done differently? And all of that. And that helps them be better tomorrow than they were yesterday. And all of that. So don't just evaluate in the office. We have to start evaluating our lives, evaluating ourselves, evaluating. Sometimes just sit back and ask yourself, am I where I am supposed to be? Am I where I want to be? Or how can I really get out of here and be where I want to be? Or how can I really get the things that I want to get? So sometimes it's really important to do an auto-evaluation. I think that's really like one of the new habits that we should all have. So now we are talking about the job market, and we are trying to find out how to brand ourselves and stand out. It's a competitive market. Everything now is about technology. The people who are the younger generation are coming, they know all the tech. The older generation, they have the experience. They might not know the tech, but now there's a blend. Sometimes it's difficult to blend people in the office, intergenerational colleagues. It's a problem. And then you think that, okay, let me go and learn all the new skills, and then you learn them, you go to look for a job, and they say, oh, you're too old, and you are not capable, or you can't justify the gap. Like they tell me, you can't justify the gap in between the years that you work. There are some years that you can't justify, and all of those things. So, considering the importance of technology skills in the job market, so you ask yourself, what specific skills can I learn that will help me? So for everybody, it will be different. What are the specific skills? Because everything now is technology. Like they say, we live in a global village where those who are information rich will become richer, and the information poor will not only become poor, but will become increasingly impoverished, which is really true, because everything now is information. By the time you want to go to a newspaper, everything is online. The people who look at their phones all the time, they are more up to date in communication and information. So, now that I'm really like rebooting, do I need to learn a new skill? I don't know. But whatever the case, you have to define your personal brand, which is the intentional management of your public image to represent the skills and experiences and your values. So your personal brand is those things that make you unique, different from other job seekers, or different from other people who are competing in the same space with you. That's what makes your brand. That's what you use to build your brand. But you cannot use all of these, because sometimes we don't even know the things that we are capable of doing. We really so underestimate our capabilities to the level that sometimes you do something and you are surprised yourself, and you, wow, I did that, I didn't know I could. Meanwhile, you have all those talents. And so, because we always underestimate ourselves, because we have that tendency to like say, no, Tim is the better one in this, she's the better one in this, and I'm not good at this. That's not really my thing. Oh, I'm not a morning person. Nobody is a morning person. Or nobody has a thing. When it is useful, you have to make it yours. So you have to make it yours when it is useful. And so, how do you find those things that help you to brand yourself? That's why we are talking about the SWOT analysis. And the SWOT analysis is most of the time, like people who are working in projects, people use it for projects. But by the way, I started a personal development journey when I like almost gave up on myself, and then I realized that, come on, you have really worked in big projects that has put an impact and has helped people across the world. So you are not, you have value. And then I discovered that when you don't develop yourself, when there's no self-improvement, and when you don't believe in yourself, it's so difficult. When you don't believe in yourself, it's so difficult for you to progress. Meanwhile, if you just believe in yourself a little, just a little bit, and go one step further from your comfort zone, you will be amazed at the things that you can accomplish. How do I find the things that make me stand out? How do I brand myself? How do I know how to brand myself? Find those strengths and use them to brand yourself. But before we get there, when you are looking for a job or a business or an entrepreneur or anything, everything is online today. And that's why online presence is so important. Most of the time, when you tell somebody your name, they go to Google and Google your name to see what comes up. I don't know what came up when you Googled my name because I have been dead online for some few years. But whether we like it or not, people will go online to Google you. And one of the places where they will Google you or they will search you when you are looking for a job or when you're into entrepreneurship is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is such a, it's like a mini country where they manage every competence. And so you have to be so strategic in the way you put your LinkedIn profile if you want to find yourself a new job. So I am not a LinkedIn or a tech professional. We all know where to go to find somebody who can really make you a perfect LinkedIn image. Because whenever we apply for jobs, whether we like it or not, the first thing, if you are pre-selected, is LinkedIn. They are going to see who you know, like not only you, how did you present your profile, what skills do you have, but also who is connected to you, who are your connections, and what things do you do. So in a nutshell, they would find out all about your life going to LinkedIn. So make sure when they go there, let them find something beautiful. Like they say, when you are counting beautiful things, count you first. Each time you are counting beautiful things, count you first. So if you are counting you first, it means the profile that you're going to build on LinkedIn is going to be that profile that is so beautiful. Because why? Because you are treating yourself with love. The same love that you want to give to your best friend, start by giving it to yourself. The same compassion that you want to give to your best friend, start by giving it to yourself. Like they say, you can only serve people from your overflow. If you don't have compassion for yourself, if you don't have love for yourself, if you don't have belief in yourself, you can't give it out to other people. So you start by treating yourself like your best friend, and with that compassion, with that love, and then you make a lovely image of yourself on LinkedIn that is like so unforgettable that each time they click on your profile, somebody will call you up. Somebody would like to do business with you because your profile is like love itself, is positivity, is value. So we might want to find somebody who can help us to build a robust LinkedIn profile, because that is your digital billboard. You know what a billboard is? Like when you are coming, you're looking at these two numbers, you have to find the signs. So you should stand there, stand out. When they are finding, you should be standing out, and it should not be difficult to find you. When you finish looking for your, like, beyond LinkedIn, think about other platforms that you find valuable for building your personal brand. Because when they go to LinkedIn, it is going to link them to other social media platforms that you are in. So you also want to like try to tidy it. That's not your goal, is the LinkedIn. But if you are present in other social media, you might want to tidy. For instance, I am a YouTube content creator. I have a YouTube channel. So if somebody goes to my LinkedIn page, they will find a link to my YouTube channel, and they will find a link to my Instagram page, and it should be like all of them should say the same thing about me. All of them should be able to stand and speak for me. It's not that on LinkedIn I am like, oh, so shiny. Then they see me with a YouTube profile, and on YouTube I am like, oh my God, this is not the same person I saw on LinkedIn. And so you should be authentic, and they should be able to see you the same across the platforms. Like we say, whether we like it or not, people are going to go online to look for us, and we want that when they are looking for us, they should find us standing out. So you might want to say, start thinking of how to leverage other platforms, but if you are looking for a job, LinkedIn is your first platform. And as we say, since it's going to link you to, it's like a link tree, it's going to link you, it's going to link whoever is searching to everything that you are doing online. So sometimes when life is not adding up as we want, start subtracting some things and you will see clearly. If it's too expensive going to eat in the restaurant every weekend, maybe start eating one weekend or one weekend in 3 months. There's nothing as appetizing as homemade food anyways. So sometimes when things are not adding up, start subtracting. Find those that are really not really necessary. Somebody said, what did they say? We spend time, use all the money that we don't even have to buy expensive things to show off to people who don't even notice the things, and then we come back and we are indebted because we want to show off. Meanwhile, nobody really cares, because you see everybody going out there, people have it like this full in their heads. Nobody cares what you are doing or what is happening to you. Everybody is just like, how will tomorrow look like? Especially, you bear with me, after COVID. That's something that hit everyone, and everyone was like, yes, this is it. It's personal survival. And it's not for nothing that when you are in a flight, they say you have to save yourself first. Wear your mask first before your child. If you don't save yourself, how can you save the person that is drowning near you? So we are looking at all these strategies to help us to build a brand that will make us to stand out and that we can be noticed. But I'll also go further to say we are doing this analysis, especially our strengths, to find out what if I'm not only made for a job market. What if I could develop this skill that I have? Cooking, developing apps, teaching, something, find something that you lost count of, you didn't really remember that you had, which you could use now. Because sometimes they say life, sometimes when things are not going the way you want, it doesn't mean they are not going the right way. It's a lot of philosophy. Sometimes when things are not going the way you want, it doesn't mean they are not going the right way. Like those who believe in superpower, they say sometimes it's God's way of taking you, bringing you back to the right direction, or to the things that you're supposed to be doing. So sometimes you lose your job, or you have to transition from one place to another, and you have something in mind, well planned and all of that, but the opportunity there, the opportunities have something different for you. Keep an open mind. They say mindset mastery is really the ultimate. Because when you can have your open mind to really like embrace new learnings, embrace new things, and just accept to look beyond your comfort zone, you might see so many greenery that you didn't see just because you were like focused just here. Learn to look around, learn to embrace. I'm so happy that Tim said, come and meet my group of friends. And I'm really like so happy to be here to meet the Tim's group of friends, because sometimes it's not easy to see people who just say, okay, come, let's share experiences. Be open. You don't know what you can learn. And I'm telling you, sometimes you even learn from children. I always tell people, learn to celebrate your wins. But I'm one person that, because I grew up in an era where when you are celebrating the thing you are showing off, you are too proud and all of that. And so when somebody compliments you, say, oh no, it's okay. And it's not okay. Somebody compliments you, thank you so much, I'm so happy. Accept the compliments and really like pat yourself on the back. Maybe you did well this time, you will do better next time. So when they say learn to celebrate yourself, I learned from my little nephew. He's 5. Just because he succeeded to bounce the ball and catch it, because he had been trying several times, he didn't succeed. So when he did it, and he said, yes, auntie, I did it. He was so happy and he was dancing all over the house. That is how we should be like those children. They know how to celebrate. Say, yes, I did. I said, do it again. He said, it doesn't matter. I did it once. So he knows that he can bounce the ball and catch it. And he is happy with himself and he is celebrating himself. So next time he knows that he is going to do a double bounce, because for him, he has passed one bounce and catching. So we should be able to celebrate our wins and not only look at this present situation because we are at our low, or because we are trying to pivot or to reboot and we don't know how to go about it. Find those things that you have succeeded in doing. Think about how you did them and just celebrate yourself and give yourself a pat on the back for even surviving. Think about the caterpillar. About the caterpillar, it gave up until boom, it became a butterfly and became unstoppable. So sometimes when we are at our lowest, that's a big, like we are waiting for a big takeoff. So now that you've done your SWOT analysis, the last part is you take your strengths and you do a 30-second pitch for yourself. You know your strengths and you meet your dream job employer at the job fair and you have 30 seconds to present yourself. What will you say? But basically you are using the strengths that you have identified to coin a way to present yourself in 30 seconds that will make an impact. that will make somebody want to listen to you more. Meanwhile, there are so many people out there who are not even, they don't know 1/10 of the things that you know, but because they can speak up, they are always caught because they know how to speak. Even if they say jargon, but they speak. If you don't speak, how would they know? Nobody will know what is in you. You have to tell them. So we have to learn how to tell our stories and tell our strengths and believe in ourselves. We have to learn how to believe in ourselves. It's something that we have to develop to become a habit. It's not going to be easy because I know most times we think that if you want to, it's like showing off. But you have to show off. If you don't show off yourself, who is going to show off for you? You have to show off. So we have all those strengths, but we are so like, oh no, let me not say it. It's like maybe they will think that I am talking too much or I know too much. Because we think that strengths are some big things that we have to go look somewhere. No. Are those little things that we do with ease. Those little ways that we find to solve problems.